this is Toastmasters. It's a personal development organization that focuses primarily on effective communication, developing your effective communication skills and effective leadership skills. So if ever in your master's class or MBA classes you were asked, are leaders born or made? Now we know the answer. They are made. Yes, you can be born with some qualities, but the best leaders in the world go through some training to complement whatever gifts that they have. And in Toastmasters we do that. We do have a curriculum called the Pathways. Just like the government of Zimbabwe has a new curriculum in the past couple of years, Toastmasters also came with a new curriculum about 3 years ago, which is called the Pathways. So once you join and you get your credentials and go online, then you get your material. So we do have material through the Pathways program where you then get the theory and all the content to read and learn about effective leadership and effective communication. Our first speaker, which is our prepared speaker for today, is a gentleman that I met for the first time when he was sponsoring Dinetaza season 4. That is how I met him. But now he's no longer a gentleman in my life. He's my big brother. Have you ever heard of the big boys? Yes, it's China's big brother that we talked about there. He's an entrepreneur of note, more so because of where he's going with his vision. Our keynote speaker for today is an electrical engineer. So in think of the doctor's trials and stuff, I wonder why these guys come to our sphere and start dominating. So he then realized, I can't just do this as a profession, and he moved to entrepreneurship, and he runs his profession as a business. Hence we have Power Giants International. As we speak, they're now in about 6 countries. I know they've got Power Giants Zimbabwe, South Africa, they've got Botswana, they've got Zambia. Talk of Rwanda, something's happening there. And another North African country. All I know is they are spreading their wings across the continent. Who better to tell us this afternoon how we can also do the same with our businesses across the borders of Zimbabwe. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome on stage the founder and CEO of Power Giants Group, a multinational business, to share with us a bit of his entrepreneurial journey that leads us into understanding how we can also eventually cross the borders of Zimbabwe and bring in that export, or rather foreign direct investment, but the other way around. You know, every time you talk about, you just think about it coming here. No, this is foreign direct investment out, and then we repatriate the profits to our nation, Zimbabwe. Help me welcome, with a thunderous round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, the CEO and founder of Power Giants Group, Ezai Kachirekwa. Join our businesses, you are in the stage.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate you all. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Zai Kachirekwa. I have a lot of names outside there. So when you are at church, people, they call me the bishop, not because I'm an ordained bishop at church, no. It is because of the works that I do, especially to every human being that I see. It is in my heart to make sure that we don't have people who struggle in any of their lifestyles. As Ezai Kachirekwa, I am a qualified lines electrical engineer, having graduated with the University of Zimbabwe, and proudly Zimbabwe. The journey of being an entrepreneur It's not a journey which you start today and tomorrow you fulfill it. There are so many rivers and mountains. Rivers to cross or rivers to swim, mountains to climb. And not all mountains are easy to climb. And don't forget, if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to face the big boys of the country. And you also need to face those that call themselves generals. And not to forget enemies. Enemies are created by your ability to be able to prosper. And because there is someone who is intending to produce the same goals that you have. And so because of name, quality, and the money which evolves around entrepreneurship, they make sure stones are thrown in your way. I am going to talk not much, because when I start talking, especially issues to do with entrepreneurs, it takes me 3 hours minimum, and 5 hours is maximum for the day. Because I've got more than 22 years of experience. That's to say you have to multiply 12 months by 22. That's to say you cannot get information within 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. What is a business? Business dynamics are conquered by the personalities, more than the business itself. When one wants to start a business, there are a lot of things that we make or produce which are called mistakes. I'm going to take you stage by stage, and because I know most of you are very intelligent, you will be able to put everything that I'm saying according to its structure. So in most cases when I talk in a puzzle way. Thus also making sure that I stretch your mind. So the mindset is also very important on this one. So lots of people have ideas. Some of them are good ideas, and others might even be better. Like when I'm looking at you, you've got better ideas probably than my ideas. However, an idea is only an idea until it is turned into a plan and executed effectively and well. And many business owners fail on the execution plan. That is the first stage when you want to do your business. The other thing is failing to market your business effectively. No matter how great your product can be, it's only as good as the number of people who know about it. So to thrive in a very competitive industry, you need an edge over other brands. So you need an edge over power giants in order for you to be better than power giants. And of which I always tell people out there that the giant is me, in me is all the stature. The giant is in me, or in me is the mindset. So when you want to play a physical with me, then you have to be very intelligent. Failing to set smart goals. Whether you're running a small startup or a large enterprise, I want to put a comma and a full stop there. I'm seeing a lot of business people, or those that call themselves business people, wanting to be rich within the next 24 days. That is practically impossible. We do not need to have what we call microwave businesses. Those ones on themselves are a danger to the society and to the nation. So if we have some who were thinking or taking that route, it is the worst possible way of doing your business. You need to articulate your goals. So whenever you are doing things or whenever you start doing your business, it must have goals that are written down. Not goals that are stuck in your head. No, goals that are written down. Whereby you then go back to those goals and give a mark. This is what I said I need to do on the 25th of January. Did I do it? No, I didn't. Don't go to the next stage before you finish the first one. And one of the common mistakes entrepreneurs make is not setting clear on specific goals, which is what I'm just talking about. You need to have something which is crystal clear. Failing to plan. A lot of startup owners skip the step of creating a real plan. You need to have a diary for your business. You need to have a diary. This is what I'm going to do for the next 3 years. So it must, or you must have a special diary. That diary is your breakfast, it's your brunch, it's your lunch, it's your supper, and your drink. I don't know how many of us are able to do that on a daily basis. One person team. Don't expect to run a successful business alone. That is totally unacceptable and very treasonous. Find and integrate at least one person into your project or into your business if possible from a different discipline. I'm an electrical engineer, so I need an accountant, someone who's into business management, who has done business management at a professional level, so that he comes and then he tells me the do's and don'ts of doing business. Because all I know is making sure that I generate the electricity from Kariba, transmit it to Harare. That is what I know. So this will bring steady riches to your startup and your experience. What can be done to ensure business are properly structured? You need what we call internal structure. You need to create departments by starting with the 3 elements common to every business: sales and marketing. Every business needs to generate sales. So if you're not generating sales and making profits, then you're not doing business. Operations. Every business needs to fulfill on the promise it makes to the customers by delivering products, all the services that you offer. And we've managed to be doing that at Power Giants. We are a proudly owned Zimbabwean company based in Zimbabwe. Our second headquarters is in South Africa, in Center, right in the heart of South Africa. That shows you how tough and how strong we are, especially when it comes to things to do with greatness, force. We are so much determined to make sure that we put a footprint in wherever we want. Why are we having and why did we spread our wings across SADC? It is because we want to make sure that we are also investors in other countries, not to look for investors from other countries coming home. So people should preach Zimbabwe as an investment country which invests in other countries. And as we are all seated in here, I know I'm not seeing anyone with a skin which is different from mine, and someone probably who might be having a British original passport or an American passport. We all have got Zimbabwean passports, And why am I talking about this? We all need to make sure that our presence is felt out there, and not just our presence being felt out there, but to make sure that we bring a lot of money from those countries into our country. We've got issues to do with roads. Where can we get the money for roads? We can't get the money here in Zimbabwe. We can only get that money from South Africa. We can only get that money from Zambia, from Botswana. They've got a lot of diamonds there. So they also need our services. So when we go there, we offer them our services, and then the money comes to Zimbabwe. If they say you are not going to take our pullers to Zimbabwe, what do? We buy construction equipment from Botswana and bring the construction equipment in Zimbabwe. That's value added to the country and the economy. You need to have financial and admin. Finance departments and admin is very important for any organization to function well. Well-oiled is very important. And you also need to make sure that you bucket more specific roles under each of the three main functions which I've spoken about. Examples of sales and marketing, website maintenance, online marketing. Our problem right now, Mr. President, is that Mr. Kachirekwa wants to be the head of finance. He wants to be the procurement guy. He wants to be the manager. He wants to be the accountant. Let's move away from that system. As long as we still have got those structures in our companies, we haven't started businesses yet. Production, customer service, shipping and fulfillment, product development, bookkeeping. You must have independent departments for all these things. My role at Power Giants is to make sure that the company spreads its wings. I'm no longer worried about how the company is going to get its projects. No, because already we've got a marketing department. We've got people who oversee that. I don't have to worry about how everything is going to be managed because already we've got the operations department. All I do is I need to make sure that every 24 hours I've got detailed reports. I've got my mentor who is called, I call him General Wenger. He taught me how to be a successful entrepreneur and a successful businessman. I used to love driving fancy cars. You love fancy cars, right? And in order for Mrs. Zindoga to be called Mrs. Zindoga, she must be driving a Range Rover. And we need to feel that there is Mrs. Zindoga here. May I take this opportunity, Mrs. Zindoga, to correct that way of abusing funds. That Range Rover which you are driving most likely is costing around 45,000 USD. Ma'am, can we sell it? Let's sell it. Let's go and buy a Honda Hybrid Fit. Okay? I know you will say, but look, I'll be getting down. It's not about getting down. It's about putting stronger foundation deeper. If you want to go higher, you must go deeper. So the deeper you go, then when you start going up, it simply means the structure that you're going to be putting there is much stronger than you thought. It is very expensive, ma'am, to maintain that Range Rover, but it is profitable. to put that money in Lesotho. 45,000, I can rest assure you, we can put that money in Kenya. Not Kenya alone, Lesotho. Not Lesotho alone, South Africa. In the next 2 years, you will start harvesting 1 Range Rover per annum. As huge as Power Giants is, I drive a C200 compressor. It's one of the best electrical engineering firms in Zimbabwe and in SADC. We got 2 awards for the company this year, national level, showing that we know what we are doing and what business is all about. As Power Giants, there are a lot of things that we would also want to talk to you about, which you don't want to hear about. I'm about to say things that will make me become very unfriendly to my business colleagues. Most of us in business, we hate a name called government. But then how do you do business when there is no government? Mr. Kachirekwa, do you have money to construct a freeway or a road which is 60 kilometers long at your own personal capacity? The truth of the matter, or the answer, is no. So you need government to do that for you. Mr. Kachirekwa, you're running a multi-million-dollar organization. Do you have a department of law and order? No, sir. You don't have police. You don't have the army. You don't have magistrates. You don't have judges. You need government. Because those wings fall under the government. Should I repeat that? I wish if I had somewhere to write the needs of a business. It's all right. It's more of a well. So a business needs government, because the government will give you a provision for roads, rail, airports, right? Schools or colleges. That is the role of the government. And then the government also gives you the police, the army, to protect you so that you do your business or you conduct your business in a friendly environment. So from today onwards, when we go home and say, I need to work with the government. We don't work with political parties, we work with government. What does your business require? The needs of a business. It requires capital. Machines. And remember, capital is broad. So things that come out from capital are machines, finance, factories and offices. A business needs customers. And how do you attract customers? You don't need to be a person with a frail face. You don't need to be a person who is unapproachable. You need to be smart. When I say smart, I'm talking about your own physical well-being. Can you go to Mrs. Zindoga and try to maybe have a business pact with her when you are dressed as if you are going to hunt a lion? She will not accept. You need to make sure. I always repeat this, and I've always said in other countries, you need to bath twice a day as minimum. I remember when I was starting my business, even before I started it, people they used to call me a lot of nicknames. Some of them which were not good, but only God knew why they were doing that. So I once shared this joke with my good president that people used to call me Sadek. So as they used to call me Sadek, I didn't know what they would mean by that. So you see them talking and Sadek, and so you think these guys are big, they're huge, they've got businesses around Sadek. So they're talking about Sadek. So until a good Samaritan came to me and said, brother, when you see these people talking about Sadek, they're talking about you. How? Really said, you are Southern Africa's darkest child. And I'm like, okay, Southern Africa's darkest child. So for those probably that have got better complexion than me, are they going to be sold in a butcher? In any way? I think maybe the only thing, because I am very smart as well. So I said, okay, that's fine. What is the color of their blood? Is it pink? Is it yellow? Is it green? White? I said, no, it's red. So then it settles it. As long as there is red blood coming out of you and red blood coming out of me, then that's it. At least you needed to laugh.